So you're thinking about moving out here to Orange County, but you don't know where. You don't know what anything really is. You may think, oh, Orange County, it's just a bunch of beaches, or it's just a bunch of master plan communities. That is not true. There is a lot of different aspects of Orange County. So what we're going to do in this video is we're going to get out the map. We're going to show you all of the different areas of Orange County. What does each one offer? There's going to be things you're going to really like about Orange County, and there's going to be things that you're really going to hate. So that's probably going to be more important, because you definitely want to avoid the pain of moving to the wrong place. So let's get started. So first, here we are in Orange County. I don't know, some people may not even really know what Orange County is. I don't know, maybe this is your first time to this channel. Maybe you're just really new. You've just gotten a job or something and you're like, where is Orange County? What does that even mean? So Orange County is in between Los Angeles and San Diego. That's usually how I describe it to people who don't know what it is.
Yeah, and also I love the fact that the two cities in the outline are Anaheim and Irvine. Like, that's just hilarious, because Anaheim, famously Disneyland, that's actually Orange County's, I would say, original claim to fame was Disneyland.
Yeah.
But we're much more than Disneyland now. So, and then Irvine is now the new kid on the block. This is what everyone knows. Like, even though we have Newport Beach, Huntington Beach, Laguna Beach, like, Anaheim or whatever, everyone seems to know about Irvine.
Yeah, Irvine is world famous. It actually gets on a lot of lists all the time. One of the best places to live in the United States. So first, do you want to talk about just like the different areas of Orange County? Because we are talking about Irvine. So we'll just give you a little lingo, right, of Orange County. So let's click on Irvine. So here we are in Irvine. So Irvine kind of is what, we use this term here, it's called South County. And South County is basically everything in Irvine and south, except for the coastal cities. Coastal cities are much different, but they're really just known for master plan communities. They tend to have very highly ranked schools, according to the rankings. Not that other places in Orange County don't either. I mean, that's actually something that Orange County is famous for, is that it does tend to have highly ranked school districts and schools according to, niche.com, greatschools.org. But South County is known for that. It's kind of known for like a park on every corner, all that kind of stuff. And then you get to, central Orange County. Nobody really uses that term, but, it's kind of like Fountain Valley, Costa Mesa, Santa Ana, Garden Grove, Westminster.
Orange,
yeah, this is more central. Then if you go back to Orange County itself, you get the part of Orange County that's really on the edge of Los Angeles, and this is more what people call, like North County.
So before we continue, I'm Sean Dezad.
And I'm Courtney Dezad, and we are licensed real estate agents here in the state of California.
And if you're watching this channel, you might be thinking, wow, Sean, I love Orange County. I love the glitz. I love the glamour. I love the incredible weather. And I can't wait to move out there now. But the problem is I'm not local. I may be out of state and maybe out of the country. So I don't know what to do. And I totally get that. That's why you want to reach out to us, so we can have that call and really understand what specifically you're looking for. And we can be your boots on the ground to find you that perfect home. So what you want to do is you want to give us a call or shoot us a text.
And remember, that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country. So, we kind of gave you the little lingo about South County and North County, and then, of course, you have the coast, right? Although that's way more than the coast.
Yes, this is true.
You have the coastal cities. I mean, we can just point them out, right? San Clemente, Dana Point, Laguna Beach, Newport Beach, Huntington Beach, and then the only one that's not on there is Seal Beach, and probably because it's just so small.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, so this is where you tend to have the highest prices usually.
Yeah, obviously you've got, Newport, that's the center. You can click on that and you can click on Newport. Newport is obviously very famous. One of the most expensive areas, not only in Orange County, but all of the United States. I don't know if you want to just give a quick spiel on Newport.
Yeah, we won't do too much in each city, but Newport Beach is kind of, like you said, like along with Laguna Beach, the two most expensive cities by median selling price in the entire county. And understandably, just a great location, amazing weather, coastline, harbor, beaches, the whole 9 yards. Like, you kind of have a little bit of everything in Newport Beach.
Yeah.
And also it happens to be a job hub as well. And you're also very close to John Wayne Airport. Actually, it's, kind of, it neighbors it, or it's kind of, depending on how they divvy it up, it's partially in there, so that's a thing. So it's just super convenient to get to, unless you live on the peninsula, where that will take you a little while to get to wherever you need to go.
Yeah.
We used to, in college, it would take literally 45 minutes to get to the 55 freeway. Like,
yeah.
It was brutal. But like, most of it. So again, one of those things that if you're interested in Newport, but you want convenience, or you do want to be kind of somewhat secluded, reach out to us so we can have that conversation to find out what you're looking for.
Yeah, and then Sean did mention Laguna Beach, so you can click on Laguna. Laguna also, it tends to, kind of compete with Newport for the most pricey real estate record in Orange County. Obviously much smaller than Newport. Laguna is so nice. It's basically, it used to be like an artist colony. That's how it started out. It was an artist colony. It was a place where, Hollywood executives would come and they would have their second homes down here. And it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah. So what people do like and possibly don't like about it is that it is kind of more out of the way.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the most out of the way cities, even though it's kind of close to central Orange County.
Yeah.
It's just the way to get there, the 133 freeway here gets backed up really bad, like at all times of the year. I can't even say like specific times of the year. Yeah. So like the 133 is kind of like your main way to get in there. Yeah. Of course, you have Pacific Coast Highway that runs throughout the entire length of Orange County as well. Mm-hmm. But that's what you have. As far as Laguna Beach, though, like views galore, because it's actually, the topography is like pretty hilly. Actually, it's very hilly. Yeah. I remember actually being at a stoplight. I had a stick shift. I'm dating myself big time here. I had a stick shift, like 4x4 pickup, and I was like on a red light right behind it, like on a hill, and this car got right behind me. And with a stick shift, if you take your foot off the brake, you're gonna start sliding back. So I had to pop it into gear real fast so I didn't slide into a Mercedes that was like just kind of camping out right behind me.
Yeah, and then we have Dana Point, which we always like to say, Dana Point, I feel like sometimes people forget about it, just how pretty it is. And it's kind of amazing to me how, it's not cheap, let's be real. It's expensive, but when you compare it to how expensive Laguna Beach is, I feel like it has really, really good value.
Yeah, it's got a marina, it's got beaches, it's got views. It's a beautiful city, and actually Dana Point is also the tale of two kind of sides of it. So you have Dana Point, so like you have like the beach part that's kind of more existing, but then you also have like Monarch Beach, which is also like a big, like it's almost like half a Dana Point. It's like a pretty big like setup there, and it's a lot of more newer homes and that kind of thing. You have like the resorts there. You have like the Ritz-Carlton Laguna Niguel. You have the Waldorf Astoria. You have that kind of stuff in Monarch Beach, which is part of Dana Point.
Yeah, and then we can go on to San Clemente, which is the southernmost city in Orange County. Yeah,
interesting city actually. This is also kind of has its own flavors here as well. Like you have the coastal side of the 5 freeway and the 5 freeway runs really close to the coastline here. Like in a lot of parts of Orange County, the 5 freeway is way inland, but in San Clemente, it's actually pretty close to the coast. And what's interesting about it is that on the coastal side, you have like your traditional beach town kind of vibe. You have beach shacks next to kind of almost semi-mansions, small lots in general. Some of these have on the beach itself, like a lot of them have views, that kind of whole thing. And then on the inland side of the 5 freeway, you have like a big development called Rancho San Clemente. And that's just kind of almost like a South Orange County feel, master planned community, newer homes, that kind of setup.
And then I will say the one knock against San Clemente is that if you see all that green that's below it, that is basically Camp Pendleton, which is Marine Base. So there's literally nothing between that and then the first city in San Diego, which is Oceanside. So.
Yeah, and I think we should bring up, even though it's not technically in Orange County, but it is right neighboring it, San Onofre nuclear power plant. People, again, don't know what these things are. So San Onofre is decommissioned. It was it's a nuclear power plant, but it's decommissioned, and so it's no longer active. So, but it is actually a big swath of land right here. Trussels is right there. It's a really popular surf spot as far as, in the vicinity of Orange County and the vicinity of San Clemente. But just so you know, like as far as so you have San Onofre, and then you have Camp Pendleton, and then the next city south is basically Oceanside, and that's in San Diego County, of course.
Yeah, and then we can go up to Huntington, which is this first city
the other way.
immediately north of Newport Beach. Sean actually has a lot of clients that end up choosing Huntington because similar to Dana Point, it does have really good value, I feel, for what you get for it.
Huntington Beach is awesome. So basically you have a couple different flavors. You certainly have the beach, and then you have like Huntington Harbor, which gets you like, and depending on where you are in Huntington Harbor, you can either have lagoon front, which doesn't get you out to the ocean, but then you have harbor front, which can get you out to the ocean. So you can have much bigger boats and that kind of thing if that's what you're into. Again, there's a lot of variation here, so you want to reach out to us so we can kind of find out specifically what works for you, whether you want harborfront or you just want some sort of water frontage. You also have Bolsa Chica State Beach. So this is kind of the wetlands here. And so this is like homes that are kind of like we're for migrating birds and that kind of thing. So you have homes that are kind of right along it. And, so there's nothing between it and technically the coastline as far as development is concerned.
Yeah, and then lastly, we have Seal Beach. This is a cute city. We actually have a tour of Seal Beach. So if you
plug, shameless plug.
So if you go to our, if you subscribe to our channel, you can see the tour. But yeah, it's very small. So there's just, there's not like that much inventory there. So we tend not to focus on it that much.
And I will bring this up because people do reach out asking, and this is actually going to be a separate part of Orange County as well. You'll see this thing called Leisure World. This is a 55 and older community. And so obviously you have to fall within those parameters to buy there. So it's much lower price than like a lot of the surrounding area, just because it is age restricted, as well as financing is pretty difficult, if not impossible, in a lot of this development. So where you're going to have to pay cash to buy into here. So just be aware that when you see some crazy deal, there's usually a catch, and that's that.
Yeah. Okay, so now we've kind of given you the overview of the coast.
Yes.
You want to go back to Irvine, since that Irvine is kind of what a lot of people know is Orange County. In fact, a lot of people know Irvine and they don't even know what Orange County is.
Yeah.
And so Irvine is the center of Orange County, and it's very popular for a number of reasons. I would say a big reason is, like what I mentioned, it's the center. It's very centrally located. It's located where the 5 and the 405 meet, so that makes it very convenient.
If you're looking at it, you're kind of, oops, that's way too far off. Orange County is a pretty small county as well. So we're not talking about a very large county by landmass. So, I mean, this is a very horrific description, like tracing of it. But you can see Irvine is basically the center geographically of Orange County.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Irvine, it's known as the safest city in America, 17 years and counting, according to FBI data.
Of a population of its size.
Oh, yeah, of a population of 250,000 or greater. More, yeah. It's famous for its school district, the Irvine Unified School District, ranked very high on so many different lists. The school district is a big reason why people decide they want to live there.
Yes, exactly. I mean, so you have a couple different reasons, right? So obviously Irvine's super centrally located, very convenient access to the 405 and the 5 freeways, which are two of the major freeways in all of Southern California, merge right through here. So they run right through Irvine and actually merge at the Irvine Spectrum, which in and of itself is a huge employment hub. So there's a ton of headquarters located at that specific intersection of the 405 and 5 freeways.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the Irvine Spectrum is beyond just that. It is also like one of the mega shopping malls. So it's an outdoor mall, tons of different shops. I mean, it's kind of where a lot of South Orange County and the Irvine area go to for shopping, dining, and entertainment.
Yeah, and then like Sean mentioned, another reason that Irvine is super popular is it is the commercial seat of Orange County. So not only at the Irvine Spectrum, but all over Irvine, there are large areas of corporate headquarters, by the airport area, by UCI. There's just so much business that's happening in Irvine. That's another reason that people really like it, because then they live close to where they work.
And what is UCI?
Oh, UCI, that's University of California, Irvine. A big university.
Top tier school.
I think it's like number 34. In the United States. Yeah, so that's why Irvine is so popular. I mean, there's so many reasons, right?
Yeah.
Plus, it's nice. I mean, it's known for its master plan communities, so it's got really nice amenities. It's kept up really well. We like to say it's the land of 10,000 parks. It's got a park on every corner.
So, and also, we don't want to spend too much time on Irvine. However, this is one of the few areas, the Great Park area of Irvine is one of the few areas where you're seeing a lot of actual new housing development, like new construction, or so either brand new or pretty new. Mm-hmm. And there's not much of that in all of Orange County because it's rather mature, so not too much of it is being built currently, and especially not in parts that are actually pretty centrally located. Most of that stuff has already been developed long ago, but the Great Park is situated where there used to be a huge Marine Air Base, and they decommissioned it back in the 90s. So they built this park, along with they have a lot of new construction right around it.
Yeah, and then you've got, a lot of the big South County cities. You've got Lake Forest, which we've done videos about, very similar to Irvine in a lot of ways. Of course, if you tell somebody who lives there that it is
completely different,
yeah, they will basically scream at your face and say that you're talking about. But whatever, it is neighboring Irvine and very similar to Irvine in many ways. And then you have
Mission Viejo,
Mission Viejo, which
insane on sports.
Yeah. It's got a nice big lake there.
Yes.
So, it's all of these South County cities that we're pointing out, they have a lot of the same stuff. Like, these master plan communities, the park on every corner,
HOAs. And that's another thing we need to bring up. So if you want a home without an HOA, your kind of line of delineation is Irvine South is HOA land.
Yeah.
And then north of it, so like, you're going Costa Mesa, like / Santa Ana North, then it's a lot more hit and miss as far as whether or not it's going to have an HOA. And so homeowners associations, some people like them because they keep things pretty uniform. Other people hate it because they don't want an extra layer of oversight. There's like, my home, my land, don't tell me what to do. It's just one of those things where, depending on what you're looking for, again, reach out to us so we can kind of either steer you towards HOAs or away from, depending on if that's what you want.
Yeah, and then, we're not going to go through every city in South County, but we could mention these two very famous master plan communities, Ladera Ranch and Coto de Caza.
Oh, yeah, okay.
These are communities that Sean gets a lot of calls about. They're just big master plan communities. If you're interested in them, we have several videos on them, including tours. So, and then you can click on Coto de Caza.
Yeah, Coto de Caza, what people like a lot about Coto de Caza is that it is one big gated community. So it's about a little over 5,100 homes or home dwelling units. And these homes can actually be like anywhere from a condo, townhouse, to a house, to a mansion. I mean, they're like in with acreage. So it kind of has all that going. It has some equestrian properties, has a little bit of everything. I love Coto de Caza. I think that it's an awesome city. Actually, it's not technically a city. It's a census district like Ladera Ranch. Mm-hmm. However, people really love the fact that it's got this golf club, and it's a pretty amazing city or a census district. And also, we will say is that as you go kind of towards if you notice, there's not too much built beyond Coto. Now you're kind of by wilderness. And so you can have situations where there's heightened fire danger, I guess.
Yeah.
So that's just one of the things to be aware of. Anything that's kind of along the Cleveland National Forest, you're going to have heightened fire danger just because there's not much developed there, right? And then also, it's not just there, it's also these little canyons and stuff like that. So randomly in Laguna Niguel, which is another city in South Orange County, I remember we got a call from someone saying, "Are you okay?" Because there's a fire in one of the canyons here. It was like right along here.
Yeah.
And, I'm going, everything's fine. I'm like, far away from wherever that was. And it was like a fire that took out 20 homes. Very random. We rarely ever lose structure in all of Orange County. However, if it was just a perfect spot where they couldn't get, firefighters couldn't get there quick enough, where a fire took place right below this this little bit of homes. And, again, if it happens fast enough, what can you do?
Yeah, and since you are mentioning like the wilderness and some, Coto de Caza does have like horse properties and stuff, you want to just go into maybe some of the other areas of Orange County. So if you are interested in, bigger lots, more land, potentially horse properties, like you can
North
go.
Tustin.
Yeah, North Tustin, another census district that's popular.
And it's not part of Tustin. So that there's Tustin and then there's North Tustin. So Tustin is actually a city right next to North Tustin, but North Tustin is a census district with equestrian properties and stuff.
Yeah, and North Tustin is different than South County in that it's not like a bunch of cookie cutter homes that all look the same. It definitely has, a lot more charm, I would say, than South County. That's one of the knocks against South County is that like everything looks the same. It's not charming. It's just kind of like each home is a different shade of beige.
Yeah, and then Orange Park Acres, which is part of Orange itself, also equestrian type homes as well.
Yeah, equestrian, yeah.
And then you have Villa Park right next to it, your Belinda. So these are all, again, you're kind of getting into bigger plots of land, Anaheim Hills. So you're getting the topography that you have more views, more land. Obviously, the bigger the house, the bigger the land, obviously the price goes up, certainly. And then Yorba Belinda is famously another one of those cities that also is very popular, just because it kind of offers bigger parcels of land so you can feel like you have more space.
So now here we are. So Yorba Belinda is on the eastern edge of Orange County. So what we're going to do now is we're going to talk about, because we actually get a lot of calls from people who are interested in living in the Orange County bubble, but they have to drive to LA, maybe not every day, but decent enough where they don't want to live in South County. Like South County down here, it's just way too far away.
Well, I will say is that, with the South County cities, I have had people reach out. They were interested in, let's say, the potential of a South County city, like way south, right? Like San Juan Capistrano or something. And great city, but they were saying that they would have to commute rather regularly to LA. And okay, just be prepared that that is quite the commute. So again, chances are you don't want to be driving for an hour to 2 hours a day each way. So that's why I kind of start to say to people, okay, if you want a relatively shorter commute, let's kind of deal with these edges, like the northern eastern edge of Orange County, where you can still have that Orange County lifestyle, but still be relatively close to LA.
Yeah, and I will say, so like Orange County has terrible traffic just like any large city in the United States, but I will say that like it tends to get, at least in my experience, if you're driving, up the 5 or up the 405, it tends to start getting horrific right about where this area is. And then it just gets worse and worse and worse. So even though, if you are wanting to live in North Orange County, I will have to say that the traffic is getting worse than South Orange County. And it's not like, you're still going to be dealing with a lot of traffic. That's just something to put out there.
Yeah, but you are cutting out a lot of it by being already on the edges. So that's why we kind of say, hey, if you're commuting to somewhere in LA or Inland Empire, so you're kind of might be better served to be on this northern eastern edge of Orange County here.
Yeah. So, do you want to give a little bit of info about Yorba Linda, like why people like it?
Okay. So one, it's like the school system, like according to Choctaw, was really good. Some people have really expressed a need for that, depending on whether or not that's important to them. But also, it's again close to the edge of Orange County. It's on the edge of Orange County actually. And also, you kind of tend to have bigger homes. So, like, not to say they all are, but they tend to get on the larger side more land, some equestrian type properties. So people have gravitated towards Yorba Linda for those reasons.
Yeah, and then Fullerton, that's another city that people really like if they have to make that commute, right?
Yeah, Fullerton. Okay, so one, again, according to Niche.com, Troy High School, which is, right next to Cal State Fullerton, which is another university in Orange County. So Troy High School is actually either one or two, as far as public high school ranked in the county, depending on the year, basically. Mm-hmm. And also, not to mention, so it's going to be older, right? Like, again, all these northern cities, Yorba Linda actually might be on the more newer side just because they do have some, actually, exactly. So they have some newer stuff, whereas Fulton tends to be a little bit more mature. So, these homes have been built, been there for a while, less HOAs and all that stuff. Not to say they're completely eliminated. So it depends on what you're looking for. If you don't want a homeowners association, let us know. We can obviously have that conversation. If you're open to it, like some people really like the, things keeping more uniform and clean that, HOAs tend to offer.
Yeah.
Then again, it just really depends on what your needs are.
Yeah, Fullerton is a very charming city. It obviously has Cal State Fullerton. So the two major universities in Orange County are UC Irvine and then Cal State Fullerton. And then, it has downtown Fullerton, which is really known for its restaurants, its music scene. So, Fullerton is really cute. It's really charming. A lot of people really like it. So
definitely. And then also Anaheim Hills, I think we should bring up as well. Popular area as well, in that you got views, so you may have more acreage, depending on, again, some of it's obviously pretty well developed, certainly, but you have more potential for larger type homes and land as well. And then also, again, the views are really, really nice here.
Yeah, and then you have Orange. That's another city. And interestingly, see this little thing right here. This is actually another city, Villa Park. So Orange is similar to Fullerton in that, it's actually known for being a historic city. It has a historic Old Town Orange. There's got a lot of historic homes there. It's got, lots of really cute restaurants. It's just got a totally different feel than what maybe you typically think of Orange County. You think of just master plan communities. Like people think of Irvine when they think of Orange County, but Orange is totally different. It's totally charming. It's, it kind of reminds me a little bit. I'm originally from San Diego, so it kind of has that old town charm, what I like about San Diego.
Yeah, and Courtney, you have to understand that, and when we talk about older and younger, we should actually also say this too. Orange County in general, anything built really from 1990 and newer, that's kind of newish.
Yeah.
There's very little brand new construction in Orange County, and even stuff from 2000 to 2023, not a ton of it, honestly.
Yeah.
Especially in North, this part of Orange County. South Orange County, you might have a bit more of it, but not this part of it. Just be aware that when you see something that's built in 1995, I'm like, wow, that's pretty new. That's 1995, and that sounds crazy because that property is over almost 30 years old. But that's just Orange County for you. But conversely, we don't have stuff that's super, super old in general. So we're definitely not like the East Coast where homes are like built in the 1800s and all that stuff. Like these homes, you know, there are some homes that are built in the early 1900s that like are here, but really the vast majority of the stuff was built in the 50s and 60s and 70s, really.
Yeah, so I mean, obviously we're not going to go through like every single city that's on the edge of Orange County or like the northern part of Orange County.
Yeah.
But it tends to be, you know, like you're kind of like here, right? And there's a lot of areas that people really like.
Actually, we should bring up Huntington Beach. I guess we can
Oh,
kind of
yeah,
now
that's
go
true,
to.
that's
So
true.
we should go on the other edge. So we went on the eastern edge. Now the northern edge has kind of got a different like set of criteria altogether too.
Yeah, so Huntington Beach, that's another city that people really like if they're needing to go into Los Angeles, partly because you have the Pacific Coast Highway right here, the one, right?
You have a few things. So one, like you're kind of close to a bunch of different freeways taking place here, right? You have the 22 freeway right here, the 405, the like Pacific Coast Highway, and then you also have like the 605, and so there's a bunch of stuff happening here that gets you to a bunch of different areas in LA County.
Yeah.
So Huntington Beach is one of those places where it's beach living. It's it's Surf City, USA, awesome city. You can have a couple different flavors of it where you have like the big wide swath like beaches, as well as you have Huntington Harbor, which gets you some, you can have a boat dock that can take you to the ocean if that's what you're looking for. So you have a bunch of different flavors of Huntington Beach. And the prices are actually all over the place, but they're actually relatively inexpensive for the fact that it's a coastal city.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's a coastal city, you'd think, okay, $3 million or whatever. And actually, Huntington Beach is, at least at the time of this recording, I mean, hopefully inflation doesn't take us that way, but Huntington Beach isn't nearly as expensive as it's just, like, its neighbor just south of it.
Yeah, it's neighboring Newport, which has some of the most expensive real estate, not only in Orange County, but the world. And then Huntington Beach, while of course still expensive and still above the median price for Orange County, when you consider its neighbor, it's a really good value. And it's one of the reasons that a lot of your clients end up liking Huntington Beach.
Yeah, exactly. Right? No, because it's, again, relatively reasonable commute, but still gets that total Orange County vibe to it. And then I would say like this little swath here of Los Alamitos, Rossmore, and Seal Beach. I didn't just circle these
and
for a reason.
Cypress too.
Well, the reason why I say that is because they're all part of the same school district.
Oh yeah, that's
so
true.
Basically, again, not to say that these cities are all like the same, but they're part of like one school district, the Los Alamitos Unified School District. Again, according to Netcom, ranked really well. And Rossmore is not technically a city; it's actually a census district in and of itself. But Seal Beach, pretty small beach city, so it's just north of Huntington. We didn't emphasize it enough because it's not a very large city. But then you have Los Alamitos and Rossmore. Again, all people really like these cities. And again, you're right on the LA County edge, where it makes that commute to LA that much easier. And we could also say that like these are more existing type home kind of things, or
yeah. And then another thing about not just, Seal Beach, Rossmore, Los Alamitos, but it's a lot of like North County, not just North County, but Central Orange County too, is that you don't have like as many master plan communities. It's definitely got more charm. The homes look different. So it's a completely different feel than what the reputation of Orange County is.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, again, Orange County is not just one uniform vibe, right? I mean, obviously you have different flavors depending on where you are. I'd say like what Orange County's got a reputation of.
Yeah.
South County has more of that, whereas North Orange County definitely has more variation to it, where you have some associations, a lot of homes that aren't in associations, a lot of like older homes, at least by Orange County standards. Like even when you look at LA's older homes is way older than Orange County's older homes in general.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things where you just kind of it's a fascinating situation where people really kind of go, okay, I like this vibe. It's cute. It's got its own distinction. It's a very distinctive, and so that's the whole thing.
Yeah. So now back to Orange County, just the county itself. We didn't really talk about Central Orange County, which is like, Fountain Valley, Costa Mesa, Santa Ana, Orange, Anaheim, kinda, more like North County. So one of the things that people really like about Central Orange County is that, again, you're central, right? Like
Amazing.
Sean actually has a lot of clients that live in Fountain Valley for whatever reason. And I mean, I guess the motto of Fountain Valley is Fountain Valley. It's a nice place to live, and kind of just explains what it's like, right? I mean, again, we're not going to go into like every...
Costa Mesa is one of our favorite cities.
Yeah, Costa Mesa. I was looking for that. Okay, so Costa Mesa... Really, I mean, obviously it's right next door to Irvine, so very centrally located.
And next door to Newport as well.
And next door to Newport Beach. We love Costa Mesa. Great weather. I mean, it's really just...
Shopping, like, so it has South Coast Plaza, which is a huge mega mall.
Yeah.
Probably the most famous mega mall in all of Orange County.
Yeah.
And almost, honestly, one of the famous mega malls in the world. But it's
Yeah.
so it's got amazing shopping and dining. It has
Yeah.
the 3 Michelin-rated restaurants in the county are all happen to be in Costa Mesa in and of itself.
Yeah.
And also the weather is very nice.
Really nice, yeah. And then South Coast Metro, this is kind of a neighborhood. They're not really giving the whole neighborhood, but it's in Costa Mesa and Santa Ana. Sean and I really like this neighborhood. It definitely has like good value for what you're getting. I don't know if you want to.
Yeah, if you want to look at for a house hack, I would say like if you're looking for a kind of relatively good value, this South Coast Metro area is kind of this peninsula of really good value, and it's surrounded by Fountain Valley and Huntington Beach to the north, Costa Mesa to the south, Irvine, Newport Beach to the east, I guess. So basically, South Coast Metro just kind of offers really good value for where it is, and also it's super centrally located. It's close, it's right next to the 55, 405, and 73 freeways. So it's super easy to get to wherever you need to go to. It's really nice from that perspective.
And then obviously, like we were mentioning before, like Anaheim.
Where's all the fun in Orange County?
Well, Anaheim's definitely where there's a lot of like nightlife, and obviously Disneyland is there. Yeah, and Sean actually has had a decent amount of clients that ended up choosing Anaheim. There's lots of like really nice areas in it. So
yeah, and I will say that I've had people reach out saying, okay, I want to live right next to Disneyland. I'm like, I mean, Anaheim's great if you want to live in Anaheim, but you don't have to live in Anaheim to be close to Disneyland, because honestly, Orange County is not that big of an area landmass wise. So to get to Disneyland from anywhere is about 30 minutes, give or take. So unless you're going there literally every day, I don't know why you necessarily have to live in Anaheim if that's your sole reason of living there is to be close to Disneyland.
Yeah, like we like to say, if you go from San Clemente, which is the most southern point, to Anaheim, I mean, if there's no traffic, it's like 35 minutes. So that's just showing you like how small Orange County really is.
And with traffic, it's 3.5 hours.
With traffic. Well, that's true. Like I was mentioning before, like traffic really starts getting bad, like right here. It's kind of like the nightmare that never ends.
But we will say that it's great on a curve. It's actually not nearly as bad as LA. Like LA's traffic is a whole other level of insanity. So if you're coming from sparsely populated area, you're going to be shell-shocked by the traffic here. But if you're coming from anywhere that's got, some reasonable population density, Orange County is actually really not bad because there's so many alternative routes. I mean, if you look at this landmass here, there's so many different freeways, and this is not even taking into account the actual major roads. Like we have like streets and roads that are almost freeways of themselves, because there's about 8 lanes across a lot of these things, are major arteries. So you can take alternate routes a lot of times to avoid certain really particularly bad pockets.
Yeah, and then do you want to talk about like areas of new construction? Because like Sean was saying, there's not that much really in Orange County.
Yeah.
Like Tustin Legacy is an area, like how Sean was mentioning before with the Great Park in Irvine. So there's the Great Park right there. These are 2 areas of new construction.
Yeah, they were decommissioned Marine air bases, so both of them. And so they were both decommissioned in the 90s. And so the 2 pockets of new construction, as well as Rancho Mission Viejo.
Yeah.
Nothing that was decommissioned there. It's just that it's like, did they just never develop?
Yeah. So this is currently being developed. There's 3 villages that are developed and / under construction, and I think they have plans for 2 more. Right? We have a tour of this.
And this is pretty crazy because when we weren't even realizing how far south this was going.
Yeah.
I mean, this is actually a lot of it's farther, especially what they're planning on doing is even further south than a lot of San Clemente, which is going, wow, that's pretty far south. But that's kind of what you're like. So Rancho Mission Viejo is definitely like probably the biggest pocket of new construction that's happening in Orange County. And again, you're kind of on the outskirts, but again, with that, you get the newer amenities, the newer builds, and all that stuff too.
And remember, we are licensed realtors here in the state of California, so as much as we love making these videos, what we love more is to help you with your real estate needs. So whether you're looking to buy or sell a home, what you want to do is you want to give us a call or shoot us a text.
Yes, that number is a cell phone, so you can call us or text us, or you can use WhatsApp if you're outside the country.